Welcome back. I may have lost a few brain cells over the last month, but hey, that hasn't stopped the development on Unsung Heroes 1898. Over the last month, I've been working on turning these bean-looking people into something that actually looks human-like. So, let's get straight into it. Firstly, I reworked the player camera to have a head bob effect when running. I also added the much needed ability to sprint and crouch, which, surprisingly, I left until now to actually implement. Priorities. With that out of the way, it was on to developing the characters. To start, I gathered some historical data on what kind of uniforms the soldiers wore. Turns out, there's a lot of uniforms. So for the time being, I'll just work on the uniform worn by the Rough Riders, as proof of concept. Later on, I'll work on adding multiple uniforms. Once that was done, I moved on to making the model in Blender. I had previously used a program called Make Human, a free open source program that makes detailed models of humans. I'll still be using this program to make the human models again, though this time I won't just be using the arms, and will instead use the whole model. With my references at hand, I got to work making the clothes for my soldier. Making clothes is not too difficult. That is, if the clothes you're trying to make are tight-fitting spandex. Since the soldiers of 1898 actually had good fashion tastes, I had to manually edit and sculpt the clothes to get the desired look. Eventually, I had something that I was proud of, and I made quick work texturing the model. And just like the last time I had worked on human models, the hardest part of the process was Now, making a lot of animations, especially ones that would cover the entirety of a human model, would be impossible to create by hand. Thankfully, I don't have to. The folks at Adobe have created a library of high-quality motion captured animations that are completely free to download and use. All I have to do is import the skeleton from my model, hit download, import it to Blender, and okay, bruh, are you good? Actually, for every animation, his arms are whack, but this isn't much of a problem. In Unity, we're going to use an avatar mask so that everything but the arms and hands are tied to these animations. The arms and hands will get their own separate animations for holding and firing weapons, and the mask allows us to combine both animations seamlessly together. So we just import it and okay, no, so we fix that, and why is it not looping? And why is the mask not working? And why the hell is the feet going through the floor? And what the... So after raging at my computer screen for 2 days straight and smashing my middle finger out of frustration, I got to sort of work finally. Now the clever people watching this video might notice that he's actually not holding a gun. Don't worry, the gun is invisible, but still very much lethal. I still need to implement a way to actually spawn a gun in his hands, but for the time being, this will do. And that's pretty much it. And I mean, that's pretty much it for the bulk of asset creation. Yes, I still need to make a lot more assets, fix and redo some of the assets I made beforehand, and in general, I still need to do a lot of work. But hey, look at the screen. It's looking like a game now. A few months ago, it still looked like this. So we're getting much closer to an actual game. So what's next? Well, in the next video, we're going to rebuild the game using the latest version of Unity, and in the high definition render pipeline, so we will really max out those graphics. We'll also rework on some of the assets to make things look good, more polished, and automate a lot of the tools so as to streamline the game's development. I mean, just look at all this useless information that I can now hide and optimize. Lastly, we'll adapt on the gameplay to create a complete vertical slice of the game that will showcase how the game really feels like to play. We're getting so close to that release date, and I for one am very excited. So if you want to continue supporting the game's development, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and follow Venomic Games on social media for the latest news on the development of Unsung Heroes. And until next time, thanks for watching.